Yes, people, we are back live. We are back live on the Sarcasm City TV YouTube for another edition of the ManDemUtd podcast, the podcast dedicated to all things Manchester United. So please keep all your comments, all your questions, Manchester United related, please, people. I don't know why it's just got that light streak down the middle of the screen. I don't know what's going on. Let me turn that. Let's see. Oh, no, it's too dark. But yes, people, we're back live. Still no new signings for Manchester United in this January transfer window. Of course, just beat Fulham on Sunday as well. They have FCSB coming up in the Europa League, Crystal Palace on the weekend as well. So like I stated, please keep all your comments, all your questions, Manchester United related. They're still negotiating for Dorgu, according to reports. Links of Garnacho away to Chelsea and Napoli have slowed down. Rashford is still here as well. So we'll be discussing all of those things. Before I bring the man into the building, make sure you hit the like button on the video. So important you do that. Hit that like button on the video. So important you do that. Make sure you share this across all socials as well. That's Me Flawless at Sarcasm City TV. At Sarcasm City TV. That's Me Flawless across all socials, people. So that's Twitter and Instagram. Retweet and like on Twitter/X. Share from the Instagram. Hit that like button. And just as important, make sure you subscribe to the channel, Sarcasm City TV, and hit the notification bell as well. So we got a couple of the gang in the building. King is here. Eddie is here. What you man saying, man? You man good. What's going on?
Big up Flawless, big up Eddie, man. Smash up the likes, people. You know what I mean? It's about to be another episode. You know what I'm saying? Another lit episode. So, yeah, man. Run it up, people.
You already know, Eddie. What you saying, family? You good?
All good, man. Just been working hard on this operation Get Them Gone. Presenting the evidence to the bailiffs, the lawyers. Yeah, man, we trying to put cases on all these dudes, man.
We trying to put cases on all these. Yeah, I hear you, man. I hear exactly what you're saying. Yeah, like I said, people, apologies. I don't know why there's the light streak in the camera. I'll try to get rid of that during the show. But let's see what you lot are saying. Big up to Warrior J. Manchester United and Lecce are in direct contact again for Patrick Dorgu. Deal getting closer for 36 million to 37 million euro package, and Party's still confident to get agreement done. Dorgu wants to move. 5-year deal at Manchester United agreed. Also on agent side, that's from Fabrizio Romano. Speaking of signings, even though it's not first team, Aiden Heaven to Manchester United. Here we go. Exclusive story from last week. Confirmed as 18-year-old centre-back set to leave Arsenal and join Manchester United. Medical booked after we rejected a new deal from Arsenal and Frankfurt approaches. Agreement being formally sealed. That's from Fabrizio Romano. Big up to Dylan, Punish Sam, Violent as well. But Eddie, man, we'll start with you, Eddie, man. We'll start with you. Thoughts on, well, we'll go back to the Fulham game because it wasn't much to talk about, so we'll start there. Obviously you wasn't on yesterday.
Okay.
So thoughts on the Fulham
game. Shit, the London City Marathon, that's what we're gonna call that one, the London City Marathon, dog. Tough watch.
Yes.
Got the 3 points, and again, people, like, the game is so simple sometimes. I just don't understand going forward how you can see that passage of play from Kobe and Ahmad and not play them closer together.
True that.
That's all I hope to see moving forward. We have not seen that. The only one other person I can say we've seen something remotely close to that is Ahmad and Xerxes. And I think that's the front three that we've been calling for all this time.
Yes.
And I get it, you know, especially the thing is, you can't trust a whole bunch in that midfield, but at least now with the emergence of Collier,
yes,
I would rather see an Ugarte Collier pivot than Ugarte Mainu pivot. Collier's a better passer than Ugarte. Gives the same kind of mobility, not to Ugarte's level, because literally, you know, last Fulham game was where I thought you kind of saw the limitations of Ugarte. When a team is forcing him to consistently make passes through the lines, It's not his strong suit. But again, for a guy who tries to keep the midfield clean and tries to, establish that there's a VIP and a regular section in the club, you need him. You need him around. But for a team trying to play front forward football, it's kind of tough to have a player like that in any position.
Yeah.
Bruno, another stinker.
Bless up, Sheik.
And I think honestly,
Yeah,
he was the
man.
only.
Big up, man.
Big up Jago as well.
Shout out to Jago.
Yeah, man,
Shout out to
big up.
Jago. I
Big
think
up,
he
big
was
up,
the
man.
only guy who I can pinpoint as having a terrible game. Everybody else is just kind of average.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's tough for me to really diagnose anything out that game. But I do have a question, Flawless.
Okay, let's go.
And we'll get to it later. But I saw on the thumbnail it said no new signings, but I saw here we go. I don't know.
Yeah. Is that what we do? We're doing the shameless thing, yeah?
I'm just asking questions. I'm
I'm
just asking questions. I saw here we go, and Manchester United included. So I was just wondering, does that count?
I don't. You know what? I was letting you lot decide because I did make this title and the thumbnail before I see that about Aiden Heaven. So are we putting Aiden Heaven is he classed? Does he fall under a signing? Is he going into the first team?
Brother, see, you asking my question. You answered my question with a question. I'd appreciate that.
Because I'm allowing you lot to decide if you lot want to.
Oh, so that was on me.
I'm not. But if you're not,
so you're okay. So I got my answer. You're not gonna count it. Okay,
but if you lot want to count it, I won't. I won't say anything against it.
There's enough time in the window. I just wanted clarification. That's all.
If you might want to claim it, I'll hold my hands up and say, "Hey, you know what? We may decided. You lot are right."
Hey, man.
I should have read the fine print. So
we are on the verge of a signing. I think the Dorgu deal gets done today.
You're gonna get done today, okay?
Yeah, it's very close to being finalized. That's all the things that we are hearing. So I think
we know what this January transfer. Shout out my dog Sheik. We know what this January transfer is all about, though.
Yeah.
I need that 60.
Yes,
I need that 60.
Yeah, man. That's what it is, man.
Alejandro.
And that's pretty
much it. What it is, man.
Yeah. Sheik, what are you telling me, man, in regards to quickly thoughts before we move forward, thoughts on the game against Fulham? And you lot give me one sec, back in 1 sec.
Thoughts on the game against Fulham. Like Eddie summed it up, to be honest. There wasn't really much. I mean, the goal that we scored was from our only shot on target in the whole game, which was a deflected shot, which we kept saying on the watch long too. Lisandro Martinez was our best attacker, our best midfielder, our best defender. He was the one who was really trying it all in that game, to be honest. One complaint that I always have that I've been seeing regularly is just the fact that sometimes I feel like the players are scared to pass to each other. They don't like to take risks. It's too much sideways. Don't try to break the lines. You then are relying on some sort of individual brilliance, which we often do see from time to time from our better players, like someone like Ahmad. But when that goes dry, then yeah, you can tell what you get when starting that lineup too. And I a little bit criticize the manager for starting that lineup because you know what you're getting, bro. You're gonna get Højlund wrestling and being a trampoline on the pitch and just bouncing off of defenders. You're going to get Garnacho not have his head up, trying to run to the byline, can take cuts in to take a shot, souvenirs for the crowd. These are just things that you know, but how long is it going to continue? Like Eddie said, that link up play that we had between Ahmad and Diallo at the Diallo and Menu at the end. Not surprised because we've been saying Menu should be playing in the 10. That's a player of his quality who should be playing in the 10. And you can tell how good he is in those quote unquote tight spaces, the link up, just the pass, all of those type of things. Just the eye for goal too in that final third. Much better from what we see. Those last couple of minutes was better than all we saw from Garnacho that game and from Højlund that game. So start as you mean to go on. I don't like this whole if this is a mentality, I don't like this whole mentality of bring on Xerxes, hope till the substitutions can change the game. Start as you mean to go on. Xerxes didn't have the best of impacts yesterday, but we've seen ample of games from him which suggest that he should start. much better performances from what we see from Højlund. Højlund's not even scoring goals at this point. Like people could argue before, like, oh, yes, his performances are this is not me. This is what people who defend him used to say. Oh, you can argue like his performances are not good or he's not helping with in terms of the play, but he's scoring goals. Now he's not even scoring the goals. The chances that do get to him, if there's any chances that do get to him, he doesn't even bury those. So it's like we need a striker for sure, 100%. Like a striker, when I say a striker, a quote unquote goal scorer, a poacher. Even though Xerxes does help in the role that he's trying to play when he does play up top. But yeah, like that performance is no surprise, bro. Honestly, like players, again, I'm tired of just like being like, yo, these players are shit. Week in, week out, we're just talking about them. You know, these players are shit. We've been talking about them since last season. But we need signings. That's the most important thing that I've been saying is that we need signings. I think our performances can change. Yes, it won't be like a drastic change, or it might not be a change where it puts us on like a 4 to 5 game run, but it's something different that we get to see. And it also gives the manager more options to where he doesn't have to pick certain players that we don't like to see on the pitch. So that's how I see it. We get the 3 points. That's the most important thing. We move. Good goal from Martinez. Shout out to Toby Collier every single time. That goal line clearance, bro, it does not go unnoticed. Trust me, we caught life in that situation. How we just invite the opposition team after we score every single time. This has happened against Arsenal, against Liverpool, and then against Fulham as well. Don't understand, but that in that situation we defended well and we got out of there with 3 points. So we move. Now we go to FCSB, important game, so that we can clinch our Europa League playoff, the round of 16 spot. And then Crystal Palace on the weekend, I think, is a winnable fixture. I'm not even going to lie. I think Crystal Palace at home is a winnable fixture, even though I know how our home form is and how just everything is currently. But I think we can, if we play the right lineup, if we start as we mean to go on, like I've been saying, we can get the 3 points. So we move.
No,
but yeah,
fair.
we need to get signings. 100%.
And this from big up to K Mill and big up everyone in the chat as well. Says Matt Law confirmed 10 minutes ago that Chelsea can still make a bid. That, along with Ornstein, said it's likely a deadline day negotiation. So that's in regards to Garnacho, and I see that happening. The same thing that happened with Jaden. Yeah, man. The same thing that happened with him before you go, Jago. The same thing that happened with Sancho, I think, is the same thing that will happen with Garnacho. I think they're trying to get him for as cheap as possible. I can see it happening on the last day. I need that because I need that last day meltdown from Chelsea fans, which will be absolutely sensational, as King would say. Before I get to Jago, there's over 70 of you lot in the building. I'm only at 24 likes. Let's get up to 60 likes, people. Hit that like button on the video right now. And that's whether you're watching live right now or watching this back. Big up to everyone listening on all the audio platforms as well. We're only at 24 likes, so let's get up to 60 likes expeditiously and hit the subscribe button. Make sure you subscribe to Sheik TV. I'm gonna add the link into the title. Jago, we'll go to you. Thoughts quickly. On the Fulham game.
What I was saying though, you think they'll sell him on deadline day though?
Yes, I think they'll sell him on deadline day.
I wonder if they will.
I think Chelsea.
Yeah,
Chelsea
but selling him.
Go on.
You think they'll get a replacement the same day though? That's the angle I'm looking at it from. Like, I wouldn't mind selling him, but I don't know if Man United sell him on deadline day though.
Let me ask you a question. We didn't get a replacement for Sancho. Was you surprised?
Yeah, but the squad, man, the squad is very thin right now. So remember, Rashford is basically out. So selling Garnacho without any replacement, that's the angle I'm looking at it from. Like,
you're right, Jago, you're right. But remember what football club we support.
Yeah.
Exactly. You know what football club we support. Come on,
but I don't see them selling him on deadline day without someone. Maybe they go for that guy at Salzburg that we've been linked with, that winger. I don't know.
I ain't gonna lie,
I don't know, but
I think us without Garnacho, we're a better side.
No, I don't rate Garnacho. I'll sell him now, but I'm thinking deadline day without a replacement. I don't know I'm not sure if the club do that though.
The bell.
I agree with that. We do need a replacement because if we are talking about replacements specifically, right? If we think about the profiles real quick and their role in the squad, and if we do get a wing back, technically that's Anthony being replaced because Anthony was being utilized as a wing back. So if we end up getting Dorgu in, that's a replacement right there because Anthony did get minutes in certain games towards the end of the game. Yes, it could be microwave minutes sometimes. Maybe sometimes it's like 20 to 25, but him going on loan and us bringing in a wing back technically is us replacing him. Now, however, Garnacho, I get what he's trying to say because Garnacho is actually being utilized in this squad quite a lot. So that's a squad player technically that we're missing out on if he ends up leaving. And trust me, I want him gone today. Like I hope he goes
Yeah,
today.
I
But
don't want to
the
wait
point
till
is
no
that
deadline day, man.
Oh, I hear you.
I
I'm
get
saying
that
in
because
Get
it's
him
like
out now and replace him, man.
the
We
ideal
need we
world,
need
it's hard
someone to
managing this
replace
kind
him
of
with.
player. Yeah, I hear
remember
that.
who we support.
Yes.
We've done this before. We literally did this the last window. We did the same thing the last window with the same club with an attacking player. Where we knew Sancho wanted to leave. We knew the manager wanted to get rid of him. And we waited and we waited and we waited and we waited. And then it hit deadline day. And then we had to take the offer that Chelsea had. And I think that's what will happen with Garnacho. I think we're in a stronger position of power because we're not in desperate need to get rid of him. And he's still
Right,
playing and the relationship hasn't broken down.
that's what I'm thinking.
But if they offer the right money, if they offer 60 million, he's gone.
No, take it, man, take it. But I'm looking
That's
at
it.
a replacement because Rashford is gone, so
Yep.
we need bodies, man.
Yep. We do need bodies. 100%. Streets need a body. But what are you saying, Jago? Thoughts on the Fulham game?
Oh, man, it's just United, man. It's just United. That's what we do, man. That's what we do. We win some and we lose some. But the performance, it wasn't that bad. But I'm just right now. I'm just giving this time. I'm right now at a place where I'm giving this time because these players all they know is counter attack. So it's gonna take a lot of time for Amarin to turn this around, like to get this team playing a consistent brand of football. All these players now is counter attack. Ole Solskjaer and Ten Hag. That's all they know, man. Kick and run. That's all they know.
Facts.
That's all they know. That's the truth. That's all these guys know. Kick and
That's how
run.
they play.
That's it.
Yeah. I hear that. I hear that. Fully hear what you're saying. King, what are you telling me?
We don't have the profiles. The profiles. We need more profiles to fit this system. Like the wing backs are very important. So we need to get Dogo in, man. I don't know what they're waiting on. Get the deal done and bring him in, man. I think he goes at left wing back. Maybe Dallo could go at right wing back. Maybe he could do a better job on the right, but he's struggling on the left, man.
He was better, even though he wasn't at his best, he was still better against Fulham playing right. I do like the fact that the manager switched to two wing backs against Fulham. It helps. Even though it's only a little bit, it's like it's small margins.
No, he would be better on the right because it's his natural side. It's more natural,
Yeah, trust me. I hear you. I fully hear what you're saying. King, what are you telling me, man? Thoughts on the game quickly.
Yeah, like what you guys said there. Obviously, it was a stink fest as pure usual when it comes to United. Obviously, defensively we were decent. Obviously, again defensively, but attacking wise, absolutely atrocious. I mean, the Martinez goal obviously was our only shot on target, and if the Ahmad goal would have counted, it would have been obviously our two. If the Ahmad goal would have counted, that means we would have only had two shots on target the whole entire game. So, so all of our shots on target would have been goals, really, and. Obviously, in the first half, Fulham was getting a little bit of joy down our right hand side, with their left hand side with a Warby. But after that, but after that period of the game in the first half where they were getting a little bit of joy, after that they didn't really offer anything. United obviously didn't offer anything. I mean, in attack, but how can you offer anything when you got Rasmus Højlund, man like BT, Gordon Ramsay, and Garnacho? You know what I'm saying? So with his coconut hair. So what do you expect? And what do you expect when Bruno Fernandes played hoofball when it's grenade ball? You know what I'm saying? What do you expect? Because obviously the same fans were saying, "Oh, what are you? You United fans, what we're hating on Bruno? What are you saying now? What are you saying now?" Well, where are you now, bro? Where's all the Bruno fans, bro? What we're giving it after the Liverpool game and after the Arsenal game? Well, all you fans that now the past 3 games stink against Southampton, stink against Brighton, and
Yep.
stink against Fulham. So, you know what I'm saying? So these men go quiet again. These men go in their show again. And this is the thing. Obviously, I'm happy that we got the win. It's not easy to go to Fulham. Obviously, I wasn't pleased with the performance, but we won the game. So I was very pleased with that. Obviously, we just need to get rid of Garnacho. We need to get rid of Garnacho immediately. We need to get rid of him. We need to get rid of Rashford right now. Obviously, Dogu. Obviously, I've seen a couple of comps from him. He looks decent. He looks decent as a player, but I'm not gonna overhype him until I see him play for Manchester United. Until I see him starting playing games. But obviously he's more of he's a profile. He's a right type of profile that we need. So he can't do anywhere as Mazzarari and Dalot as wing backs, and that's not me saying Mazzarari and Dalot are bad players, because they're not bad players, but they're not wing backs. Obviously, they are centre backs in this system. So obviously, yeah, Dogu. Obviously, you've just spoken about the Garnacho replacement if we let him go. Obviously, I was hearing obviously certain rumours about Nkuku coming to United on loan, but I don't know if Nkuku would come to United. I don't know, but you know. But if Nkuku does come, he'd be a better replacement than Garnacho. He'd be better than Garnacho. I'd take him over Garnacho. So, you know, I
Definitely,
think
man.
I think he's obviously, if Nkuku was to come on loan, obviously as a permanent signing, you can question it as a permanent signing, because I think as a permanent signing, I think obviously he's had a lot of injury. He's had a lot of injuries in Nkuku, but obviously as a loan, I don't think it's a bad deal to make. If Nkuku comes to United and Garnacho comes to Chelsea,
On a loan thing, I hear that. I
I
agree.
don't mind it as a loan. I don't mind it as a loan. I would take Nkuku on loan. Obviously, there have been certain links as well of Paul Pogba coming back to United as well. The links are starting to come back with Paul Pogba.
Yeah,
But
jeez.
obviously, I don't think Pogba's coming to United. But if Pogba did come to United, I would be 50-50 on it, because yes, I rate Paul Pogba as a player. Yes, I rate him very high as a player. He's one of the best players who I've seen play for this football club. But we all know what our fan base is like. We all know what our fan base is like, because if Paul Pogba was to come back at United, and if he was to not play well or play at an average level, we all know that all the fan base will be on Paul Pogba, and it will be like a circus again. You know what I mean? It would become a circus around Paul Pogba again. So like this is no bad blood on Paul Pogba, but Paul Pogba. But United don't deserve Paul Pogba, you know, like that. United don't deserve Paul Pogba. This fan base don't deserve Paul Pogba, because obviously we all know what happened the last time when he was at United. So yeah, man, we just need to bring him. We just need to bring in players. Obviously, if we can get in a right wing back as well, that'd be great. But I don't think. I think Dogu's only going to be the wing back who we bring in. I think Dogu's the only one who's going to bring in. Obviously, we need to bring. Obviously, we need to bring in a 10. Obviously, we've spoken about we need a striker as well to bring in, but I don't think we're gonna bring in a striker this window. But obviously, there's
That's
been
for the
links.
summer, man.
But obviously, there's been links.
Yeah.
There's been links. There's been links servicing again. There's been links of. There've been a couple of links coming out saying, "Oh, Manchester United are willing to sell Rasmus Højlund," obviously, apparently, Amarim's not convinced about Rasmus Højlund. There's been links of coming out, so we all know we all know when it comes to links, Manchester United are at the top when it comes to linking players in or linking players out. We all know this, but 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 obviously again we got Palace. We should beat Palace, but I'm not saying that with 100% chest because I know what this team. I know what this team is. You know what I mean? I know what this team. I know what this team is. So yeah, man. We just need to we just need to make signings and obviously like obviously on Ineos. I've been 50-50 with Ineos. I haven't been Ineos in or I haven't been Ineos out. I've been Ineos out. And I need to see what Ineos do with Ruben Amorim because this is their first manager that they've appointed. This is their guy. So I need to see if they are going to fully back him or not. Because I'm 50-50 with Ineos because yes, they've got rid of a lot of people. They've got rid of a lot of people at the club, and they have brought in a lot of and they have brought in a few footballing people at the football club. But like me and Flawless and like others were saying on the ManDemUtd, I'm not going to just forget about them appointing Dan Ashworth and them willing to keep Ten Hag and them obviously giving Bruno Fernandes 300k and giving Jadon Sancho to Chelsea for 25 million buyback option. I'm not going to forget about that. You know what I'm saying? So Ingers have done some good things, but they've also done some strange things, and this window and the next summer window, this window January and the next summer window will tell me what Ineos are all about. They will tell me more what they are all about. If they don't back the manager, well, we all know what Ineos are about. So yeah, that's my thoughts on it, innit? But yeah, like.
A big up to Leon in the chat says incoming. You're taking the piss with the title. I can't lie. Flawless out. Kiss my teeth. Make sure you subscribe to this joke man's channel.
Talk to him. Leon, talk to this dude, man.
So we count Made in Heaven. I just like to clarify.
No, I ain't say that.
I'm asking, if you might want to claim it we can claim it if you want. I'm cool with that. I have no issues.
Dear brother, I'm gonna answer your question with a question. Is it a
signing?
Yeah, man.
It is a signing, yes. It is. That's all. We can claim it if we want.
And I told man about Kobe Mainu as well. I told man about Kobe Mainu in the 10 as well. So
when Leon gets on, I'll change the title in the thumbnail. That's what I'll do. When Leon gets on, I'll ask him. I'll change it. I'll switch it up during the show. I can change the title, change the thumbnail. So yeah, 17-year-old Aiden Heaven from how much was he? People, what was the price? Was it a free? Because he rejected the contract from Arsenal. I know he's a centre back. But
it must have been. It must have been on the free. I think he was on. Yes, it must have been.
And big up to everyone in the chat as well. To Jay Gooney, who says, you signed Aiden Heaven, bro. Yeah, man, we signed Aiden Heaven. Yeah, great. Fantastic signing. Woo. Nick says, with Garnacho potentially being sold to Chelsea, maybe Amorim can finally play Maino in the 10 instead of in a double pivot. That's how I'm looking at it, Nick. I'm going simply because of our squad being paper thin. He has to play him there or play Eriksen there, which are both better options than Garnacho.
Yeah, that's it.
If our tens are Ahmad and Eriksen, guess what I say? Yeah, cool. If that's our 2 10s, I don't really have too many issues with that. I go,
yeah.
Right. I see the.
Yeah, I think Eriksen could play there, man. He could do a job there. I don't know why the manager don't play him there.
Don't get it evil.
He's a better passer than Bruno. He's a better than passer than Bruno. But hey, United fans don't want to hear that.
It's honestly. How hard can he play, and what's the time cap on it?
Yeah, about 60 minutes.
Give him an hour, man. Give him an hour, then Eddie.
I hear you. I hear both of y'all. Like I'm not pushing.
He's better on the ball. We're talking about ball retention, keeping the ball, man. That's man.
But Jacob, you know what the problem is? If he's the only guy on that wavelength right? If he's the only guy that sees the game in that manner, it's gonna look like that on the pitch. If he receives the ball, he can keep the ball, of course. When he looks for somebody to pass it to him, and nobody's showing themselves with the type of regularity during the game that he needs, then he gets out there holding on to the ball. Like, it's kind of like what happens with Xerxes sometimes when you don't play a mod or you don't play anybody who sees him hold up the ball and make the correct run. It just they
the
just go, they
combinations,
just
I
you know what happens?
understand.
They just revert to the whole, oh, he's not dangerous enough. This guy, he doesn't run enough. This all that kind of crap. So
yeah,
I'm with playing Erickson or Manu in the 10 because again, we've seen that honestly when you do that, the three most technical players we have are attackers, and that's a good thing because they have the ability to do stuff on the fly. And I think going forward, I'm all for it. I mean, I'm not the Garnacho replacement thing. For me, it's addition by subtraction. The idea of the manager not having the opportunity to pick Garnacho is enough for me in this current moment and situation. You know, but I would like people are talking about Nkunku in such a way. I'm like, brother, have you seen Alejandro Garnacho play football? Have you seen him play football? And you want to talk about how Nkunku plays?
yeah.
Nah, bro, go argue with the man in the mirror. I'm not trying to hear that shit at all. That's just what it is, man. So I want something to change. And if Garnacho is the match that strikes that fire, let it be.
That's where I'm at with Eddie with it. Like him just not being an option is a positive.
It's a positive.
That's how I look at it. Even though, of course, you want a replacement.
He ain't good enough, man. He ain't ready, man.
He's never been good enough. We all know this. He's never been good enough, bro. He's never been good enough. But hey, like we just need to see Mainu in that left 10. We need to see Mainu in the 10, and we need to see Toby Collier as well because Collier's been playing well recently.
Pivot, man. Put him in the pivot, man.
Shout out my NEOS Defense League brother and Leon, man. We standing 10 toes on this shit. You know, talking about this is what we do, man. Shout out to my guy, man.
What are you telling me, Leon? You good first and foremost?
Joke man title thing to start off with. What's going on here?
All right, what do you want the title to be? Talk to me.
But this is what I'm saying. This is the man put the question back onto me. You know what you're doing, innit? Man put still no signings because the time's getting closer. And you thought, you know what? Let me just run with this today. Is this the last show before the end of the thing? It is. You're taking the piss.
No, it's not. No.
This is the last show that we're doing before the end of the transfer window.
Nah, the window shuts on the 4th.
Oh, it shuts on the 4th. Okay.
Yeah. So we got 2 more shows.
So what's next week going to be? Still no more signings.
If there's still no more signings, absolutely. It's going to be still.
You man have got to call this out, you know. Call this out. Don't let him do this thing, you know.
I'm trying, man. I'm trying, dog.
You see what I'm saying? And he always says that idea about what am I doing? You know, is it? Every
time.
Bro,
that's why I call this guy Flawless Simeone.
Yeah, that's what he is. Yeah.
Always on the defensive, huh?
Yo, Flawless, you're really getting heat for this title, you know. That's crazy.
It's crazy work, you know. Bear in mind the Heaven signing I didn't know until I started the show.
I'm not even counting that.
Oh, we don't count. See, Eddie? It's not wild me saying that.
Brother, I just asked the question.
I said, did you sign it? That's what I said. We got one more show after this. It's February the 3rd, as man said. Yeah. So we got the Monday show. The Monday show will be the last one.
It's Castillo settings, man. It's not looking good, bro. Do you know what I mean right now? But it is what it is, isn't it? Do you know what I mean?
But the dog who deal they're saying is the information.
I think we'll get one.
I think it's going to get done today.
That one looks like it gets done, man.
Yeah.
So what's that in English? About 30.
28, 27, 28. I'll
the exchange rate's not that good.
Plus like add-ons. It's not a bad deal.
It's like that.
It's not bad.
It's not like that. Oh yes, you were right. Yeah, it was about 30 million. It's around that. Which isn't a bad deal. So the same part, still confident to get agreement done.
Is it the same the Klarna thing? Is it the Klarna thing that we did in the summer?
I'm not even sure, you know. What I'm saying. And Matthew's already not having it. He says that Heaven you got bullied by Hoyland in preseason. I can't lie, I ain't rating him still. I have not watched him, so I can't comment. I have no idea. But Leon, what are you saying on the Fulham game? I know there ain't really too much to talk about, but obviously we ain't spoke about it.
Someone else going to say something then?
Nah, the Fulham victory. Go on, say what you're going to say, Leon, and then we'll go back to Jagger.
All right. I can tell by the lineup what the result's going to be a lot of the time. I've seen the lineup and I was like, oh my days. It was awful. Do you know what I mean? So, yeah, it is what it is, isn't it? Like, I think, I don't know. We kind of know what to expect with certain people now, innit? Like, if you're expecting anything different from a Højlund, if you're expecting anything different from people in certain positions, then you're just not going to get it, innit? But I'm a little bit disappointed with Ruben Amorim, you know, like the persistence with things that don't work. I'm a little bit like, why do you? I'm starting to think like the only other thing I can give him is like, is he like just proving a point? Are you just proving a point and highlighting what you need right now? Or do you genuinely believe that you can get like something out of these turds, in it? But like, it's not really working for me. Do you know what I mean? Because I know that like all of us can look at it and look at the squad and be like, yo, I'd utilize it slightly differently. Do you know what I'm saying? So yeah, I would definitely be looking at people like if I was the manager, I'd definitely be using people like Eriksen more. I don't care about people going legs and red. Even if he gets caught out, I'd rather have the right person in the right position to create a goal rather than, do you know what I'm saying? But I don't know, man. I don't know. I knew that there would always be gaps within his system because we're literally like, I think we analyzed it before. We're saying like there's 4 or 5 players for 11 positions that work. So it's always going to look shit. But he's making it look shitter than shit sometimes.
He's making it worse than the actual than it could be.
Right? Yeah. It's I don't know. I wanted better performances, but it's a results-based season again, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? It's a scrape-it season. But I don't know. I don't really know. I want to know. I'd love to know what's going on in his mindset sometimes. Do you know what I mean? Or is it working on the training ground? It's not working on the pitch. I just don't know, innit? Like, what do you genuinely think? Like, I just don't get why you can make. You see what I'm saying, Sheik? Well, how can you make these same things over and over again? I don't get it.
I think it is a little bit of it's working on the training ground, but it's not working on the pitch because you often hear him during games giving instructions to the players like 24/7, always screaming like move, get into the right position, all of those type of things, which I feel like maybe it's not a surprising thing, but it's just a lack of application from these players. Like it's not them not realizing. And then also I always say this as well, it's not trusting each other. I feel like these players generally don't trust each other when they're playing up front. Oftentimes, I always take this example. Oftentimes I'll tell Flawless probably remembers this, and Eddie too. I always say this like, yo, this pass is on. He's through. Garnacho's gone. Like players make the right runs. However, there's a lot of instances where they just play safe and they don't try to really take the risks. And you often see Ruben Amorim also telling them, yo, like push up, move forward, get into the right positions. I took the Ahmed example from this game specifically. Ahmed dropped deep to pick up the ball, and then Bruno and Ugarte are just parallel of him. Bruno is someone who likes playing in those higher up positions. Go cover that space for Amad Diallo. That creates options for Amad Diallo to try to find a pass. But it's just those small things. Sometimes I feel like it's a lack of application of maybe these players are, again, not surprising, are having a tough time implementing the system in their game. And some of them just might not be fit enough for it. And we see that time and time again. But then what do you do when you realize that someone's not fit enough for this system? You drop him. You don't consistently play them. And that's why I agree with Leon when he says, like, I don't quite understand why Ruben Amorim is consistently picking these players. Also, like, if we do dive into this real quick, his comments about Rashford, again, with this whole thing, don't really make sense either. Because if you're talking about Rashford this way, where he's not really, doing well in training or all of those type of things, you're still selecting people like Garnacho and Højlund in the squad. So it's like, what are they showing you? Not me defending Rashford in any way, shape, or form, but what are Højlund and Garnacho showing you in training that you're selecting them consistently? But then you're telling us that Rashford's not being selected because of his training performances as well. So, because I refuse to believe that Højlund and Garnacho are doing absolutely amazing in training, and then all of a sudden, like, they just come onto the pitch and have stinker of a game, the games that they do have. So it's like something's not making sense. I don't quite know what his thinking is, but I feel like it's a mix of everything. Maybe it is lack of application.
With the training thing, I think it's just application, because they might try hard in training.
I feel like but training's so different because you can have you could have the reserves there who are playing an opposite 11 to you. It's never going to be the same intensity as a Premier League side. Neither is it going to be exactly the same profile as you're playing. So the training's a bit. You can look really good in training. Like, everybody knows, like, Scott McTominay must be the best trainer ever. The amount of times he's been picked.
You know, he's a tryhard.
Yeah, 100%.
Must be. Do you know what I mean? Like,
I think also like maybe it could be the point of, because if you really try to analyze like how Rashford's game has been and when he was playing, it's the lack of him running around, not being able to press when they need him to press as a unit, like for the front three. I think it's some of those things that maybe why Ruben Amorim has axed him from the team.
Yeah, I can see
because
that.
of those small things like that, where he could see that a Højlund and a Garnacho are showing that in training, where they're showing like the urge to win the ball right away, pressing as a unit together. Because again, like these are things that we're praising them off the ball. We know how they are on the ball, but these might be certain things that Ruben Amorim is looking for, and specifically in this situation against Rashford and Garnacho and Højlund, small things like that are maybe what he might be looking for. But I still think that's wrong though, because ultimately you're shying away from the most.
I know what you're saying.
The most important part, which is what you're doing on the ball.
I don't think it's that. I don't think it's that. I think it's obvious that Rashford does not fit any sort of profile within this system, because if he's not even holding the ball up and slapping the ball in the back of the net, there's no other position I can see him playing. There's no way you would trust Rashford at wing back. There's no way you trust him in the 10s. So I think there's no place for him. I get that aside. I can see why he would choose somebody with legs to fill a position rather than ability, because even sometimes when you're defending and in transition, even like, for example, how many times have we played with players like Juan Mata, who's not going to be, what's Juan Mata going to give you defensively? Not much. But he knows the right space to occupy, maybe a passing lane to block, to be a body in a certain position that then they play around. Do you know what I'm saying? That counts, isn't it? So
100%.
I think for me, it's just the reluctance to try something different. Like, I really genuinely, when Anthony was here, I would have played Anthony at a wing back. I genuinely would have, because is Anthony going to storm past and take on bare people, run back and slide tackle and get the ball and everyone's going to know? But he's not stupid defensively position-wise, and he's technically good. He can hold on to the ball. You don't really see Anthony, like, if he tries to take somebody on, it's just because he hasn't got the pace and power or the flappy feet to ret-a-tear. But apart from that, he's solid. But I don't know, like, I don't know. It's definitely not working with defensive wing backs. I don't know.
Though.
Go on,
I
Eddie.
got one question. Do you guys find differences between how Ten Hag handled that Sancho question and Amorim?
The major, he's talking about, because Amorim saying about Rashford and the whole putting the goalkeeping coach in front of him. I'll play the goalkeeping coach in the squad. I'll put the goalkeeping coach in the squad before I play someone.
Because with me, Flowers, it's not even that. You all know why?
Go on.
Because when he included that, when he said that, it wasn't like that was specifically just for Rashford. It's like, this is a principle of mine.
Yes.
Anybody who doesn't meet this principle, I'll put the goalkeeping coach before you, because I know what he's about. Yeah. And so I just wondered if, like, because the Sancho thing, I can't. It's crazy how it feels so long ago, but it was literally just like last season. Yeah, I'm trying to figure out, was there a difference? Because I don't want to sit here and be like, I defended Sancho all this time for a certain situation, and then
here's the major difference to me that people are missing. And I said this at the time about the Ten Hag situation with Sancho. Ten Hag made that public. In this situation, Rashford made it public. I say it all the time. Anything can be dealt with in-house. Anything can be dealt with in-house. Whether it's a manager and a player falling out and they don't get on and they blank each other. Man could have had a scrap behind the scenes at the training ground and we don't know about it. You know what I'm saying? Man could have been calling each other out. The point I'm making is the public doesn't need to know. Rashford made it public. Therefore, now you've aired it out publicly. I can respond publicly. Because I dropped you from the squad and 2 days later, you turned around and said, when I leave, I'm still Manchester United at heart. I'll never say anything bad. You've made your bed. Amorim, the club, said nothing. Because you know how you know this? Garnacho was also left out of the squad.
Yeah.
Garnacho didn't say anything. And then he got back in the squad the next game, didn't start for 4 or 5 games. Now he's back in the lineup. All he had to do was be quiet, train as normal. You could have still potentially got your move the same way as Garnacho and you would have been playing. But you went out there straight away and said, hey, you know what? When I leave. To the point when them quotes came out, I didn't believe it. And that's what it is. That's the difference with Ten Hag and the Sancho situation. Ten Hag didn't need to make it public about Sancho. Rashford didn't need to make it public. Once you make it public, you make a situation worse. Never has a situation become public knowledge and it's gotten better because now it's a talking point. Now everybody's got their opinions on it. Now people who back Amorim, they have their opinion on it. People who back Rashford, people who don't like Rashford, people who don't like Amorim. You're now forcing people to pick, well, not forcing people, but people are naturally going to pick sides. When there's a conflict between two people, naturally, as human beings, people are going to pick sides and not, oh, I'm 100% against Rashford or I'm 100% against Amorim. It's who do you think's right and wrong? That's where a side's pick. Same way I've just said that. I keep stating this and I'm consistent. Don't make it public. It's like you be in a relationship with your woman. You lot can have as whatever problems you have in your household. As soon as she goes on socials and says, fuck you, that's a bigger problem. Or vice versa if you do the same. As soon as it happens, as soon as you let the outside world into what's going on, this is Manchester United Football Club. And now you've made this this is all a story because of Rashford. Garnacho could have done the same thing. How come Garnacho's not a story in regards to him being, because he was back in the squad the very next game. And
that's the craziest part for me is just and I think when we ask why isn't Rashford, getting the same type of treatment as Garnacho, honestly, this has been a consistent thing with Rashford for the last couple of years. I just think it's down to individual professionalism. We can't see him on the everyday, but what I can see is your football character. And usually how you approach things in sports can sometimes be reflected in how you approach things in life. And for me, the past couple years, what I've seen from Rashford is just not a commitment to being a professional. We had the situation a couple years where I think it was just last year, right, where it was Belfast.
Oh yeah. Belfast was last year. Yeah.
100%. We watch his approach on the pitch. We watched him not hustle after a jump ball in an FA Cup final. Like, we've seen little inklings of what Rashford has turned into over time, and I think Amorim caught it at maybe its most glaring stage, right? So Amorim's here to change the culture. Yeah, and Eddie, what he notices is my highest paid player is not a culture set.
Eddie, one thing we know of Rashford, sorry to interrupt you, is
no worries.
He checked out time ago.
Yeah,
we watched him check out time ago. Yeah,
you reckon he's been done?
Yeah, he checked out time ago. I think for him, he's. I don't know. He signed that big contract. He just checked out time ago. For me, though, like personally, Eddie, come back in straight after. I think it's like, why? I don't understand the logic behind it because I believe that, like, even if you're not, if I'm at a workplace and I've checked out, why would I not still have some level of performance because my new employer might be looking at what I am doing already? Do you know what I'm trying to say? Other teams will be looking and thinking, is this what we're buying? That walking around the pitch, not bothered. Scores 1 in 10 or something. Do you know what I mean? Like, So, but yeah, Eddie, go on, carry on. My bad.
That's what I'm saying. No worries, boss. That was clear. You just look at it, like you just look at the performance, the goal scoring, the effort. Now, again, people don't get it mistaken. I'm all for professional athletes having a life because they're human beings. Who am I to say that you have to be devoted to your job for 24 hours in a day when I can barely be devoted to my own job for 4? Like, this is just what it is.
Been there.
So,
I
hear that.
I'm telling you, bro, they send me emails. I be looking at them like I'm supposed to read this, but I don't really like her like that, so maybe I'll get back to her later. But I'm seeing, like, Rashford had a golden opportunity, Manchester born, just to be that type of impact player. And I know his talent. I'm not saying his talent was good enough for him to be that, but the effort that he puts in on a day-to-day basis could have been good enough for at least our fan base to respect what he puts out there. I flawlessly said it. We've all said it. If he just makes certain runs, if he just applies himself, if he's a try hard to the utmost degree because He's playing for the badge. We can deal with that. What I can't deal is somebody half-stepping in a Premier League that takes no prisoners, and it's just there gets cutthroat every week. And so when you look like you're half-stepping, it looks very bad. So yeah, it's a mess, man. They'll have to figure something out. I think the fact that nobody is willing to compromise on his wages says enough.
That's the biggest issue.
Rashford just being Rashford, Eddie. That's what all it is. Rashford I just always been Rashford. Like the thing is, when I remember when Rashford first broke through. Obviously he's never had like bags of ability, but he had at the start when he came through, he had the hunger, but the hunger has completely gone because of a large, obviously not you guys, but a large amount of our fan base. We're saying that he's this. We're saying he's that. We're saying that he's this, he's that, he's world class, he's this and that, he's better than Mbappe. Like, like our fan base, I put Rashford to a certain level where he's never been at that level, and the facts and reality is that the basics and the basics have catched up with him. The basics have catched up with him, and now people have seen him, and now people have seen what he's about. It took people a long time to realize, but people know what he is about. And obviously, when he's going to nightclubs and this and that before a match, and that just sums it up. That just sums it up altogether, and that's what it is. And obviously, Manchester United problem. One of Manchester United problem have been that managers haven't been ruthless enough. Apart from Ralph Rangnick, who first came in and dropped Marcus Rashford for Alanga, we haven't seen no other manager, obviously, apart from Rangnick and now Amorim, like drop Rashford like that. So, like, and obviously we gave him the number 10. You know what I mean? We gave him one of the most iconic numbers. So you know what I'm saying? Like, obviously that just sums up Man United altogether as a club. We put Mason Mount on the number 7. We put Rasmus Højlund at number 9. Put Bruno Fernandes as number 8, and put Marcus Rashford as number 10. That just sums our club up all together. So
you know what it is,
so like Rashford has never been good. But the thing is, he got away. He got away with it at the start because of his hunger and because of his athleticism, not because of his technical ability, because he's never had technical ability. And when United fans were gassing him up, saying that he's working hard in training, he's doing this top bins, he's firing shots top bins. I don't care if man is firing shots top bins. Are you trying to take on your man in training? I don't care about scoring goals top bins, because we all know one of Rashford's best assets is striking the ball. Striking the ball, when he strikes the ball clean, it stays hit. We all know this. So, like, Rashford has been working on stuff that he's already good at. Why don't you work on stuff that you've never been good at? But he's never worked on that, and he's never had that. So,
you know what it is for me, yeah? I don't even give a shit about whether he goes out to nightclubs and stuff. Some of the best athletes in the world can go to a nightclub, show up and fucking dominate the game, innit? Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't care. None of that really cares. Everything gets amplified because he's in the media spotlight, which the English media are guilty of doing as well. So as much as he never asked for that, do you know what I'm saying? So I'm not saying it condones some of the stuff he's doing, but I don't care. Like, at the end of the day, I think it's like, sometimes with some players, it's the lack of self-awareness. It's like you're playing a team sport. You want to walk around sometimes and not contribute to your team. You piss me off in the change rooms. I'm not going to lie. I don't care who you are. You piss me off. Do you know what I'm saying? If I'm the left back behind you and you couldn't be bothered to run back. Garnacho does it as well. Bernie's man do it, yeah. I'm pissed, bro. I feel no way to bring it up in the change room and say, yo, bro. Do you know what I'm saying? I've had to literally like put extra miles in for your efficiency.
Like, did you see Hoyland during that last game walking around for a couple moments and it's just like, bro, you're not that guy to be doing that. And Leah, I think I'm with you with regards to, like I said, like these players having fun and shit, a life outside the game. But like you said, when your effort, right, you can get away with missing shots, like not for so much, but when your effort ain't there, and it just comes across as you're putting in a lot more effort to make sure you're at this fashion show or you're at this club, that's when the questions start to arise. And is it immature of us? Of course, but I think it's just human nature. When you're looking for a reason as to why something is dipped, you kind of choose the thing that makes the most sense to you in the moment. And It might not be what actually is the cause, but you're looking for that crutch to kind of rationalize what you're seeing. And so I think that's where Rashford has fallen into. No matter what he does outside the pitch, because of what he's doing on the pitch not being good enough, it will be blamed.
Yeah, because
right? Like we went from talking about him feeding the kids, making sure kids have a lunch is an issue, right?
You know what it is, Eddie? Yeah, you can't. There's nothing he could say, and he doesn't speak that much. To be fair, he doesn't. To be fair to Rashford, you don't really hear his viewpoint on things that much. Let's be real. You actually don't. To be fair, there's no excuse in our mind that's valid for that lack of effort and that lack of. If the rest of the team's playing shit, you still got ability to do something, because we see like lower league teams all the time, and we always pick them players off the out of their team and go, yo, I'd pick him. Do you know what I'm saying? I'd pick the lap out of Ipswich because I can see something. Do you know what I'm saying? He's got something.
You talk about Diblin, you talk about Cunha, like the list goes on.
Seen it, even Vardy at Leicester at times, and I'd be like, yo, I'd take in Mahrez and Retete. Do you know what I mean? So but sorry,
what are you telling me, man? You good? Sorry to cut you off, Leon. I was just saying, bless the
Yeah, I'm good, man. Big up everyone as well. Big up. I think I've been
my dog. What up, though?
Big up, Ryan.
I know. Phil, this is on us, isn't it? He's on.
How about you lot? Hey, you lot promised me something.
I said, still no signings.
Still no signings, Joe.
What's that thing that you put up on Instagram? Still no signings.
Yeah, exactly. The shadow shot view.
Yeah.
Listen, still no signings.
Just wait to the end of the window.
Yeah,
wait to the end of the window.
Warnings before you do that. That was like you come home and you've been out. You told you got 1 hour, and it's like the next day. It's like, you don't think you come this time, yeah?
Still no signings. You know what I'm saying?
With 3 buttons missing on the shirt, you got 3 buttons missing on the shirt. You came back the next day. What you want, man? That's what you got. What you want?
Facts. So yeah, Rado, you heard us talking about Rashford thoughts and what Amarim said and the whole thing that's going on.
Yeah, with the Rashford thing and the comments he made, I think I just caught when Eddie was asking about people's comparisons to like how Ten Hag handled the Sancho situation, and I think I agree with Eddie with the fact that, you know, he's more generalized, even though it's targeted towards Rashford as a player, he's more generalized that nobody's safe. And I think one thing that he did mention was the fact that it's training, but it's not just training, it's off the pitch as well. It's his application, it's his mentality, you know. And over these years, we've seen Rashford, you know, walk around and not put in effort. You know, when Ruben first came in, you saw Rashford put up the post. He said, yeah, you know, a new manager. He put up that post like he's ready, whatever. Bro, give him 2-3 months and he's falling off again. And I think that's what he's been doing to a lot of managers. A lot of managers kind of fall for his name and Marcus Rashford and, you know, the potential he does have, and they kind of ignore his mentality towards the football.
Ignore what he is now, and they think what he could be.
Yeah,
that could be.
Yeah, and you know, Ten Hag tried to do it a bit, tried to drop him, tried to figure out, but he kind of got roped in again. Like, oh, you know what? Cool, let me play him, and he did well for Ten Hag that season anyway. So. But I feel like, yeah, man, just having the confidence to just drop him and say, you know what, just because you're Marcus Rashford, it doesn't mean you have to work less than everybody else kind of thing. I think that's what is key for me here. So for me, I'm all for it. As long as Ruben stays consistent, you know, That's all I care about. The problem with Ten Hag is he was inconsistent. 1 minute he will say something, 1 minute he wouldn't. Then he'll justify things and whatever. And I think Ruben has set his place. He's set his standards already. And as long as he maintains that, I'm all with it, man. So, yeah, I feel like we never know how he's doing in training, but we can clearly see. Look at that. When Ruben Amorim came, he put up that post. Then what? A month ago, he's saying he's ready for a new challenge and whatever. You know what I mean? It's just Rashford doesn't even seem to know what he wants himself. So maybe he's come to the realization that this guy's not having it. So you know what? Let me keep my options open. But then I don't know. Homeboy don't want to reduce his wage. I don't know what's going on with the whole situation. I know Barcelona have got PSR issues and all of that. But yeah, I'm okay with it. I'm okay with it still.
Right now. What do you think about, like, we're talking earlier about Amorim with this squad, yeah? Obviously doesn't have, out of 11, maybe has, let's be fair, like 4 or 5 that he can use out of 11. So it's never going to look great for the system, profile-wise. What do you think about him repeatedly picking certain man? Like, I looked at the lineup the other day and I was like, tough day. What do you think about him repeatedly persisting with certain people? Do you think it's I'm trying to show the board I haven't got what I need, or do you think it's genuinely he thinks, like, what do you think is going through?
Yeah, I'm kind of like frustrated with that as well, because I do feel like there is better he can get out of these players, even though we don't rate these same players. I feel like there is better positions that he can put them in. But then, I feel like at the same time, he's just showing the board, look, bro, this is it. Like, you think these players are good and they're not. And I think he can still kind of get that result from them by putting Eriksen maybe in the 10 more. Eriksen did all right in the 10 when he played. You know what I mean? We saw Kobe in the 10 the last game for the last few minutes or 10 minutes or whatever, and I liked it. I liked what I saw. It gives us something different to watch and gives us a bit more, variety when we're watching this club, because there's nothing at this club. When we're watching it, there's nothing. So seeing different things happening, seeing the fact that he's trying all options is better. But at the same time, we know the history of this club. When they get a little bit of faith with it going well, they all of a sudden get giddy, and then, maybe they think, okay, we don't need no signings and whatever. So maybe Ruben's looked at that and said, you know what, let me just keep it at a minimal, play what I'm playing, and just let the ship wreck itself. And then, so that's what I'm hoping as well. I could be wrong in it, because I know in this YouTube world and all that, we're just speaking our opinions in it. But when we get it wrong, everyone wants to get onto us as well. You know what I'm saying? So, but I think my heart's saying that I feel like he's just playing it out to see what going on, so they can strip the wallpaper and that. You feel me?
Do the man don't think that Ruben's I think he's in a strong position. What do you, man, think about, like, him being in a position of a mindset of, if it doesn't work out, it's not my fault, it's your fault because you never backed me, and I can go get another job anyway. And also him, like, rolling the dice, risking it to be like the pressure's on Ineos. What do you think that he's, because he really and truly, if you were Ruben Amorim, you could be in a win-win situation here. Because if people go, oh, you didn't work out for United, like, they never even gave me what I needed.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
And I think even to add to that as well. Oh, go on, Sheik. Go on.
I was just gonna say, I feel like they have kind of backed him in certain situations. Like with this Rashford thing, I think they're backing him. This is Ineos backing
that's what I was going to bring
Ruben
up.
Amorim in this Rashford situation, because again, we've seen this with so many different managers before. Ollie had something to say about Rashford. I forgot the quote itself. Ten Hag towards the end or in the beginning or in between had some disagreements with Rashford here and there. We've seen so many managers say things about Rashford, but I think no one's really acted upon it to, if they had an issue with him, if they didn't want him at the club, to try to force a move or something like that. I think Ruben Amorim doing this right now, again, like Eddie mentioned, is a change of a culture. And I think they're backing him in this change of culture, in the fact that we don't want this player power thing to be a thing anymore. Obviously, we have question marks on different ways of backing this manager too, like getting him signings and stuff like that, which is the future thing. But I think the first step they've taken for sure, and we've been saying this, like I said this, whoever the new manager was going to be, whether it was Ruben Amorim or anybody else, I wanted to see some players get phased out. The question mark always was, does Ineos, do the people up above agree with this? Because again, this is Marcus Rashford, if you think of it in their eyes, is a moneymaker. Manc born and bred, shirts are being sold. Everyone's going to come to the games to watch Marcus Rashford. The young, kids look up to him and all of those type of things. Like it's so many things when it comes to that, right? And it's a marketing thing. But the fact that he's come in, he's given the Rashford some time, he's made the decision to axe him from the team. I feel like Ineos are backing him. The fact that they're looking to move him on says a lot. And in this situation specifically, like we were talking about some previous things before that, like the whole Belfast situation. I have nothing against what he did in terms of having a personal life outside of the game and stuff like that. I get it, but it's also, look at his reaction to that. When the whole thing came out, he came out publicly and said, "Okay, watch me, like doubt me good, back like something even better, something like that." So you're coming out and saying that, okay, like you want to actually prove things wrong, but then we haven't seen that from you, and your body language,
kind of looks stupid,
just
doesn't it?
your attitude, your attitude just says completely otherwise than what you're saying.
And
We've
the
had a
next
couple
thing,
of statements. We've had a couple of statements like that from him. So again, it's one of those type of things where like again, like him crying in the FA Cup final when we won the FA Cup and stuff like that. That I just don't get that, because like if you truly love the club, then you would do the bare minimum of like the things that we don't see you doing on the
yeah,
pitch.
we watch you game in, game out, man. You can't trick us, man. We watch you, bro. We ain't blind, man. And the next thing, what I want to say, Amarin, I think the reason why he's doing what he's doing is we have different people in the boardroom now. It's not like when we had Woodward and those guys that would have overlooked certain things just for the financial benefits. We have people now that want to raise the standard. I think these people want to raise the standard. These people want change, just like what we want. So I think that's where Amarin is. He now has people in the boardroom that will back these decisions. Back then, when Mourinho wanted to make certain decisions, whether we thought they were right or wrong, man like Woodward was never going to have that. Remember, Paul Pogba said it the other day. He went to Woodward and said he wanted to leave. What did Woodward do? Bro, you ain't going nowhere. And you can't operate a football club like that, man. That's wrong, man. And that's
Yeah.
what I feel that's happening now. That's the different. We have different people in the boardroom, man.
Yeah, I
It's no
agree with
longer
that, man.
Woodward and Matt Judge and these clowns, man.
I've
I
got a
agree with
question as
that,
well,
man.
yeah.
And I
One
think
more
the
thing.
Rashford thing is key as well.
I got a question as well, yeah.
Yeah, go on.
I need to be careful how I phrase this as well, because we can look like some said club that always never achieves anything, yeah. Okay. In the words of Arsenal fans, obviously, like Ineos, a lot of the time when they've sold players and bought players, they've been quite hush hush with it, which I like. I've said from the beginning I like. I don't want to hear that I'm linked for a player. It just ruins. It's boring. I'm linked with a player for 8 weeks, then we sign him. By the time he comes in, I'm like, yeah, I've heard this like 50 million times. Not bothered. Do you think that part of their plan was to phase out and go weaker before going to buy players stronger? Because it seems like, from what I'm looking at, we're just getting bare thin as a squad. But was this part of the plan to say, like, and do you think maybe they had a conversation with Amrin to be like, it's not going to be easy at the start. We're going to give you the season. It's going to be really hard. We'll probably get you 1 or 2, but just get through to the summer, then maybe the next summer. And that's because they seem like they're more phasing and getting rid rather than actual bringing in what we need. Like, what do you think
It's
about
a
that?
process, bro.
I
It's a
do. I
process.
do think
It's
that.
yeah. It's short term pain for long term gain, man. That's the angle I think they're looking at it from, because remember, the club is in a mess. They inherited a mess, man. Whether we believe in Ineos or not, the guys that have been running the club for the last 10 years, they're the ones that put us in this mess. These stupid contracts. That's why we can't get rid of players, man. The stupid contracts, man. These men are on too much money, so no one gonna take them on. A lot of clubs would like our players, but the wages, that's the
The
problem. The
wages,
wages,
man.
man. Man like Matt
Yeah.
Judge, man, and those guys, bro.
That's
Yeah,
what
yeah, I
Those
I'm.
agree with
guys,
that,
That's
bro.
what
man.
I'm
They're the
wondering.
one, man.
They've caused so much damage, and that's one thing that I think we always have to remember.
We,
That
yeah, we're in
when
deep
in your,
mess, bro. We're in deep,
yeah,
deep,
we can't
deep,
ever
deep
forget it.
mess, bro.
Yeah, yeah,
A couple of weeks ago,
and
I
and
remember 2
yeah,
weeks ago when we had this conversation. I remember when we were talking about like how many signings can Ineos make. I actually mentioned this point too, because I felt like right now their priority is not so much who we're trying to bring in, but it's more so cost cutting. It's more so getting these players who are on heavy wages out, because that's what it pretty much seems like. And maybe that could be the priority for them, is that this could also
That's
be
it,
a
bro.
transition. It could be a transition of trying to give the full control to Ruben Amorim, because again, this is their guy. This is the first manager that they have appointed. So I feel like to a certain extent they have to show that they're backing him. And in certain situations, like I just mentioned a couple of minutes ago, I feel like they are backing him. But it more so comes to the point where let's try to get the whole cost, because the cost cutting thing we see all the time. Him, Sir Jim Ratcliffe taking away vouchers and stuff. They're on this trajectory of them trying to, you know, cut finances and all of these type of things every year. Maybe their objectives are something different. You always hear about the stadium thing, like they're trying to, you know, project a bigger stadium, all those type of things. So I think a part of it is that they're prioritizing getting players out, getting these big names out, rather than trying to get signings in right away.
Yeah,
Summer
because
that they're looking towards. So I still think is wrong, but because to a certain extent, you have to, based off of the situation that we're in into this season, we have to make some sort of signings in January, be it 1 or 2. But
it's uncomfortable though, isn't it?
Yeah.
Well, it's uncomfortable because we feel like, because of our scoring in the past year, we feel like could they bring the wage bill right down? What guarantees have we got that they're going to replenish what we've lost? That's the part that everyone's bumming right now, isn't it? Because it's like, yo, are they going to get rid of everyone? And then they're going to say, yeah, we're just going to get bare cheap youths, compete for top 10, and then we're going to, oh, for fuck's sake, we've lost everything. So that's
but Leon, based on the signings they have made, they haven't gone that cheap, man.
Yeah,
like,
that's true, actually.
Yeah. If we should base it off last,
you look at what the outgoings are, what the projected outgoings are. It's clear as day. They're trying to clean the books.
Yeah, they are. Look at
when you look at how they're treating a Casemiro, how they got rid of Sancho, Rashford, Varane too. I forgot about him. Yeah, you look at who the press, like, it's been a full court press to get these guys out. They are highest earners at the club. Now, the Sancho one was a mistake. I think the Varane one, it's tough because while he was, in my opinion, our best center back, what we're paying for versus what we're getting didn't really mesh, in my opinion.
That makes sense.
If he's getting that type of money, it's not good enough to be just a good. You have to be a game changer.
Yeah,
and
he was also injury prone, man.
He was injury prone, you know. Absolutely. And I think a large part of that was just the mismanagement by the previous manager. Because you look now, and we might hate the selection, but the rotation in the long run has helped. Because nobody's just being put out there 80 minutes on 80 minutes when we're playing Thursday, Sunday. So I do see the benefit of that. But yeah, it's clear as day. This is nothing. I think two things are true in this case. Of course, you want a culture shift, but at the same time, unfortunately, in the sports business, funds have to kind of initiate that culture shift. And so what we're seeing is, in my opinion, is some unfortunate casualties, like between Sancho and Varane not being a part of this squad even today. When we're playing a back three, which means Varane doesn't even have to move as much as he wants to.
Thing though,
in the middle.
I think that was them backing Ten Hag though, because they did back Ten Hag. I think that was more
I think it was they were backing Ten Hag, and I think it was again the financial aspect.
Yeah, that too.
Because if he's making a modest earning and he's playing the way he does, we're not too eager to get him up out of there. If Sancho's not making the money he is, and at the same time having the trouble he is, we'll sit his ass on the bench and let him rot there.
No, it was the wages, man. It was the wages.
Yeah, it was the wages. It was the wages for sure. So
if it adds into it as well, definitely 110%.
Yeah, and what I would also want to say, what we should not forget, man. Financially, the club is in a mess, man. Financially, that's why they're doing what they're doing. All these cost cutting, all these things, is because financially we're in a mess. Yeah. That is it. Whether we like it or not, this ain't gonna fix overnight. I'm 100%. Telling you,
100%.
Yeah.
Financially, we're in a mess.
I just even what they did with Anthony as well. Now Anthony's gone on loan to Real Betis. Even with Anthony, obviously Amarim wasn't playing Anthony, so obviously they've obviously decided to let Anthony go and obviously
they've paid a lot of his wages as well. But I think it's like 85% or something like that.
Yeah. So
that's
it's
a
like,
good deal, man.
Get it
and they
done.
got rid of Sir Alex Ferguson. They got rid of Sir Alex Ferguson. Then they also sacked Sir Alex Ferguson because also under the Glazers we're paying Sir Alex Ferguson. So
Here's my thing. Here's my thing.
We were going deeper in the hole. That's it. Go ahead, Lane. Go ahead.
I get it. My thing is, I just don't want to give them an excuse to not spend anyway. I don't want to give them an excuse to be like, oh, you can't bring players in because you're red-to-tear. You man spent £20 million to get rid of our old manager and spent 10 million to bring a new one in when apparently we didn't have money. You man have got bread. Do you know what I'm saying?
There's money there. Don't get misunderstood.
Like
I
the
agree with
Asian
that.
man that shows up to buy the car and says, "Oh, I've only got like £100 in my." Yeah, whatever, mate. Do you know what I mean?
People be lying. Like Manchester might not have. We might not have major money, but is there money to spend? Yeah, the dog who deal shows that.
And that's why that's why I'm hawking them when it's like when you're getting a big name out. Yeah, don't be spending a quick 10 mil and saying, "Oh yeah, there's nothing left in the." Yeah, whatever, mate. Do you know what I mean?
And before you go, Sheep, to get to this, who says they have to scrap and build. You guys have to trust the process. Like, no, I don't. Trust
No, not like
hell no.
I don't know what you talking about. I don't trust no process. Progress.
We don't do it Arsenal. We don't do it Arsenal thing, bro. We don't do it Arteta thing. You know what I'm saying? So
I don't care.
Allow it, bro.
It's cool. It's cool. The name's tied. The name's tied. Don't worry about it.
Yeah. I don't care what. This is to anyone. I don't care what situation we're in, what position we're in. We should not be going 5 years without a trophy. And we shouldn't be 5 years.
We ain't going
to shouldn't be trying to do anything like Arsenal.
You know what you trust?
Eat, drink, read, you name it. I ain't trying to be shit like them bums over there. Not at all.
No, Eddie. We ain't trying to get a dog called Win. We ain't trying to squeeze lemon juices. We ain't trying to, do all of these stuff. You know what I mean? We're gonna. You know what? You know what you should trust. You should trust progress, not trust the process. Trust progress. Progress, not the process.
If I wake up looking like Arsenal, I'm gonna go back to sleep, and hopefully it was a nightmare. That's what I'm on, man.
Yeah, so there ain't no process just there. I trust progress. Because as bad as with situation we are in, which is horrible, do not get it misunderstood. There's still things these men can do right. 100%. FSG are terrible owners. But guess what? Liverpool still do the right thing and still pick up trophies. FSG are horrible. Do not get that misunderstood. But they still make some right decisions to the point where they can go and win trophies. And we've seen that, and they can go and compete. I'm just asking for us to do the best we can in the worst case scenario.
Situation,
That's it.
It is for us though, but with that as well, I think we definitely need to be mindful that even in a perfect scenario, there can be mistakes made. So imagine in an imperfect scenario. So but I hear you though. We want the best because these guys are billionaires. Someone like Omar Barada, they say the best in class. I know some people don't like the best in class term, but we can only work on what people have on their CV, and this is what we need to see. We need to start seeing them perform now. They've got the title, they've got the name, and let's see what you can do while you're here. So I agree, man. Yeah.
No, absolutely. Nah, Carlin, I ain't trusting the process. I leave that to you lot. You know what I'm saying? I'm not with that. Anthony Terrell Bears, here we go. Verbal agreement in place between all parties with Manchester United too. Documents being checked.
That's stale news, though.
And medical
tests.
Old. United will let him leave.
That's stale news, Flawless.
Yeah,
I saw Anthony in training.
He's all in the
I saw him in training.
Okay, let's go, man. You know what I'm saying? All right, cool, fast. You know what I'm saying? I'm just glad he's gone. That's it. It's a shame there's no obligation or option to buy, but getting him off the books, clearing some of the wages, even though it's only for 6
his
months.
value up and sell him in the summer. That's really
hopefully he balls out over there.
How much of the wages are we paying?
I think they're paying like 85%.
They're paying like 84%, somewhere there.
84%, yeah. 84.
Yeah, that's the majority, man.
That's a good deal.
That's a steal, man.
That's a very good deal.
So we got time for
That's
signings.
the steal from us.
So we got time for signings, so the title can change next week. Flawless, just
100%, man.
I think we'll make signings, man. We'll get that left back for sure, but
it's underneath.
I don't know if we're getting anyone else.
Yeah, if we make signings, Doggu, that'll be the title.
What do you mean? What do you mean that'll be the title? Give us the title. What would it be?
If we sign, you don't want to do it. Okay, you looking at
No, I'm saying
you give us
and
apparently
I know what it would do. It would be like Manchester United signed one player. Do you know what I mean? One exclamation mark player.
Nah. What was the bet? One player, right?
No, I didn't ask that. I asked what the title would be. Do you know what I mean?
Patrick Doggu signs for Manchester United, or insert player name here signs for Manchester United. That'd be the time.
Fair enough.
Yeah, because apparently
flawless, man. It's gonna be United make one signing.
Yeah, one signing.
The back end of the window.
It'll be United make O&E Capitals signing. Yeah, you know.
Towards the dying days of the window.
No, do you know what it'll be? It'll be like finally United make a signing 3 days to go. Do you know what I mean? Like that.
Hey, this is Ineos, man. Hey, and if I said any of those titles I named this is
not
all
Ineos' channel. This is no.
What I'm saying is
this is sarcasm.
That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that's Ineos. Any of the titles I just said is all the titles you man just joked about, all factual.
Do you know what, Eddie?
Not.
I can't do this.
What you mean, Eddie? No. We can't do what? Is that incorrect statement I just made? See how man don't like facts? All the joking titles that man just made, are any of them lies?
This is crazy.
This is politics, right here.
This is crazy.
How is it politics? How is it? I'll ask the chat. Hey, is any of the titles these man just talked about lies?
Performance with a 3-piece suit, bro. This is crazy.
How is it? You man joked about the titles. I said it will be Patrick Dog who signs or insert player name here signs. You man had jokes. So all I said was, you see, all the jokes that you man made, they're all factual. If I would put finally Manchester United make a signing, that's factual. Because it would be the end. It's not even to prove a point, it's facts. Even to prove a point. I know about these man. Even if we make a signing, I know about these man because they've shown themselves. You know what I'm saying? Ineos have shown us who they are. When someone shows you who they are, or a company shows you who they are, I believe them. The fact that like Jago just spoke about how bad a situation we're in. We're in a horrible situation, correct? We all in agreement with that.
Yep.
They did a deal to keep them people who have us in that horrible situation. Did they not?
Yep.
Did the Glazers not oversee Matt Judge, Ed Woodward, all these terrible contracts, everyone being all this money, us having them? Weren't they there? Or we just bypassing that?
No, that's not the point. We're just
but also,
it was out of our hands, flawless. We couldn't
as well.
We couldn't do anything about
it.
The
Glazers have realized that they're incompetent. They can't do their job, so they've put people in place to do to fix their fuck up. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying?
They can't. No, the thing now, Rhino, is the Glazers are out of the picture. They're just chilling, and Radcliffe takes all the blame. That's what's going on right now.
Yeah. True. Yeah.
Joe and Avram is just chilling, bro. No one is mentioning those guys. It's Radcliffe. You hold it, bro.
No,
you're the one that I don't know what happened, man. I don't know what happened there with Sheikh Jassim. I don't know what happened there, bro.
The Glazers wanted that bread, bro. The Glazers wanted more bread.
I think Radcliffe offered them a deal that long term. They're looking long term. I don't know what happened.
It was nothing to do with football. I'll leave it at that.
No. You know what it is? It's the long term. It's the thing. They hinted at it. Can't remember when the deal come across. They would rather take the small investment now, then he buys them out and they end up making more money than Sheikh Wood. That's just stupid.
Yeah, that's the deal he offered them. Right. That's the deal.
And we don't even know if we get to that point. So that's what it is.
The deal
and we can't just hope, man. We can't just hope Barada and these guys can. They will do a better job than Woodward and those guys, but of course, where we go as a club, we don't know. That's it.
The last window was very good.
You just have to.
A good start. That's a good start, Flawless. That's a good start.
Yeah, the window was good.
Yeah, it's a good start. So yeah.
That selling, like the outside factors that played during that entire process, because it's like Manchester United means a lot to a lot of different people, and a lot of people have input on the direction of this club, and just certain allegiances that Sheikh Jassim had compared to certain allegiances that Manchester United had kind of made it impossible, especially what was going on at the time. But yeah, because again, it's you never pass up a for sure for I think so, especially in business. And they had a whole bunch of money on that table at that time that they passed up on, which made absolutely no sense from a business standpoint. So you have to, like when that shit happens, then you understand that certain shit outside of his control that just wouldn't allow for him to be the owner of Manchester United. But even with the Ineos thing now, and shout out to those fans who ran up on Jim I think at
That's
Fulham.
so funny.
Because I don't even care what they were talking about. But make sure they understand that this shit is uncomfortable for you. So be on point.
He was shook.
They were talking
he
about the
was.
ticket price. They were talking about the ticket prices because obviously they've upped the ticket prices. That's what they were talking
Yeah.
about.
No
66
concessions.
pounds.
66
Let them
pounds.
know.
66.
Let them know. Let them know.
66
Like,
pounds.
I need these dudes to understand, yo, don't ever get too comfortable.
Yeah.
Never get too comfortable. Give them hell. Like, that's why I'm not pushing back. I have fun. I have jokes and shit with Flawless and his criticism on Enios because they have no credit in the bank. It's reasonable for him to operate from the understanding that they're operating from a deficit because you made a business dealing with the main op. So there's no way I can necessarily trust you wholeheartedly when you can get into negotiations with somebody I want out this club. And the only way for you to be a part of this club was for you to give in to whatever conditions they set forth. And we not here for that shit.
Yeah.
So
just getting some
as
feedback
they
from you,
move,
Jago. That's all. Go on.
as they
There's a bit of an
move,
echo. Go on.
oh, is it me?
Nah, it's Jago. Just getting some
Okay, yeah.
feedback
As
from
they
Jago.
move,
All right.
they
Just unmute
have
yourself
to
when you're ready,
move
Jago.
right. We're
Right.
not doing this shit with, okay, you spent this much money. We've never had a problem spending money. We've had a problem in the manner and ways in which we spend that money and how we support our investments. Sancho was worth every penny. We just did not provide the infrastructure for our investment to succeed. Pogba, same thing, right? A lot of these players that we brought in, other than the one that this bald-headed fuckboy brought in just last season, all the rest of them have been on point. When you like break it down a little bit, like the rest of them have somewhat been on point. If they haven't, they're out of here. We can't blame McTominay. We can't blame Wan-Bissaka. We can't blame Fred. Them dudes is gone.
True. All of them, look. Yeah.
Well, have you man spoke about the Pogba thing?
We see Maguire nowadays.
Nah, we spoke about
he still makes mistakes,
what's
but
the actual,
yeah.
What's the actual news surrounding it? He's just available and he's been linked to us. Is that all it is?
Nah, I see he put up something on Instagram.
Oh, Pogba?
It was like a picture of him and an Ahmad, but I don't know if someone made it. And then obviously it's like then he put laughing emojis. Yeah, and then another post.
I think that's
a
pipe dream, man. I think he's
looking at something. Yeah, but I just found it random. It's just like,
yeah, man. I think
what was he looking at?
What
was he looking at in the next picture? Where he's looking at a view, but I couldn't see where it was or whatever.
Hey, chat, let us know if you lot know.
What, were these man training together or something?
No, I think he just posted up a picture of
Just posted up a picture.
What? It was like a cartoon picture or something, yeah.
Pogba in the left 10.
Pogba, he's cooking. Do you know what it is?
A man can dream. This
even now, bro.
Knows...
Even now, step back in and do bits, man. Don't get twisted.
Yeah, it's like this channel knows how much I love that guy, man. Like one of the best footballers I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, real talk.
Always one of my top 3 favorites just because of the aura and everything that's associated with him. And
Eddie, he used to play for 2 players at times on that pitch.
It was crazy.
He used to play
right?
for 2 players. I could have played with 10 men and him in the midfield with Matic at times. And he
talk about it, bro. Like it was crazy the shit that he was pulling. But you know what happens when you see something at a high level for such a long time, you get used to it.
Yeah.
And you stop appreciating the fact that it's operating at a very high level. And in the midst of all the chaos, even his bad games were not as bad as what we're seeing right now.
I was just going to say exactly the same thing. His bad games were like what ManDem do 7s. Like, do you know what I mean? His bad game was still a 6 out of 10 and he was still pop up or do something or retain and risk like, yo, bro.
So
how much talent have we wasted, man?
Does he come through? I doubt it. I think again, he's made it known in the past, like what he's felt about how Manchester United treated him. Because this is a guy who honestly, he sacrificed his health for us to get 6th a couple seasons. Like, this is what I'm talking about. Like, it's a pipe dream. And honestly, again, he can't be like the replacement that we're looking for here. Like he doesn't fit the profile. You're looking at a Dorgu who's fairly young. You're gonna want an attacking player who's fairly young as well. If he pulls up, bro, buy the lotto because everybody about to hit. But I can't see it. I can't see it.
I don't see it happening. And seeing it because Rhino just put it in the private chat because of like the ban that he got and everything that went on. He wouldn't be allowed to play. You'd only be allowed to play for March anyway.
Yeah,
so
signed
him in January. You got to wait a couple months. And he's gonna be so far off the pace in regards to match fitness.
How old is he now?
And I don't think he would want to come back neither, man. I don't think he would want to come back neither. I don't see that.
Our fan base don't deserve him,
club, but I don't see that.
He's 31, but he'll be 32 in March. Yo, Jagger,
our fan base
getting feedback from me.
Our fan base don't deserve Paul Pogba in it. Like it is what it is. Like people were saying, oh, what has Pogba done in the big games? This and that. Pogba's won us the Europa League. Pogba scored the goal in the final to win us the Europa League. But these men will say, oh, Bruno Fernandes was better than Paul Pogba, and we're saying Bruno Fernandes have been the best signing since Eric Cantona. Look how that has played out, mate. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is. Our fan base don't deserve him, and our fan base don't like ballers in it. They like people like Eddie said, what can run. That's what it is. They like their Scott McTominays. You know what I'm saying? That's what they like. You know what I'm saying? Because these men just Scott McTominay. Obviously, Ugarte is a decent player, but Ugarte just runs most of the time. They just like runners, they don't like ballers. We've seen the same thing with Lingard. We've seen the same thing with Martial. We've seen the same thing with Pogba. We've seen the same thing with Sancho, Di Maria, all of these man, Alexis Sanchez, Juan Mata. We've seen the same thing. So they do not like ballers, isn't it?
You want to hear me still?
No. I thought somebody was. I didn't hear shit.
Oh no, just saying.
Yeah, I can. Yeah, I can hear you.
I think everyone went quiet. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So yeah, man. Let's see what happens in it. Where's everyone?
We gotta figure. Like that's what I'm saying. We gotta. They'll figure out the Dorgu transfer, but it's that 10.
Yeah.
Like I can't see Garnacho, Højlund, Bruno, even just those two.
I'm tired of it
together. I can't see that anymore.
Yeah, it's jarring, man. It needs to stop.
It's
what have we actually got though? What have we actually
There's no option.
got?
Play a Young G or Satin, bro.
Yeah, you got. So in the 10, you can play. You got Ahmad, you got Bruno, you got Ericsson, you got Maino.
Yeah. Do a Van Gaal thing. I said it, bro. Do a Van Gaal thing, fam. When Van Gaal used to promote Tyler Blackett and Buffett Jackson and them man there and Paddy Moore. Use a youth, bro.
Oh, yeah,
promote the youth.
But who have we got?
Xerxes is the striker, starting striker going forward.
I'm sure we got attacking midfielders.
That's quite a specific position and a tricky one to play within the system. To put the pressure on.
I'm sure we got 10s in the youth system. I'm sure there's attacking midfielders. I'm sure they can't do no worse than Garnacho.
Because for me, see what I'm doing, yeah. Do you remember them times when what's his name? Who was that Frenchman that used to and like the Ericsson kind of thing? You know when we brought Ericsson? You remember Remy Cabella? Do you remember him? People like that,
Cabella. Yeah.
I'm bringing in that kind of profile for 6 months if I have to. In it, I'm bringing someone who's like maybe early 30s, very experienced in the game. They just need a quick loan. Do you know what I mean? Quick 50k wages. I'm bringing that in just to fill it in just till the end of the season. I'm saying to him, you're not getting a full contract. But maybe the Ineos belief is not to do them stopgaps and stuff. But right now,
I think we need it.
Could really hurt us if we don't do something like that. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I've said go get loans. Either use the youth players.
Anthony's wages at 85% thingy. We've potentially got 100 to 150 grand to give the right person. Let's just say it's less than 100 for 6 months. No,
yes, absolutely. Go do loan deals. I've said this. You know what I'm saying? You don't even have to be. You got youth players there. Play them. The youth players are not necessarily the answer. They could struggle, but they can't do no worse. He said as much about Garnacho after the Fulham game when he said he can't play in the. I'm paraphrasing, but he was like he can't play in the tight areas So we shifted him out wide type of
Yeah.
thing. So I know that he can't play the 10. But then my issue with that is then you consistently play him in the 10. Player youth player could do no worse.
He has also said Rasmus Højlund can't hold up the ball. He's also said that politely as well.
So you got that. You got play a youth attacker, like in regards to a strike. Can't do no worse than Højlund.
I think that's the other frustrating part as well. He always diagnoses the problem so well.
Yeah.
Yes.
But then he persists with the issues that cause the problem. It's like, hey, you know what it is. So that's why
he must know that he's here to the summer. He must know he's here to the summer.
That's what I'm thinking. You see what I'm saying?
You know that I know that you are smart and know what you're doing because you diagnosed it. Like even with Maguire, he mentioned, he said, Maguire does, I'm paraphrasing again, but certainly along the lines of Maguire does better when there's less space to cover. Basically, he's saying, you have no mobility and you're slow. When we play a high line, you're exposed. Obviously, he didn't say that, but what he said was,
this is what I'm saying, Flawless. You know what I'm saying? Turn around, I'm saying his mindset must be, because like if I'm in his position right now, I'm like, the worst comes to the worst, you man let me down. Sporting will be begging for me back, and then I'll just move on to a bigger club anyway. I just go straight back there. I'm loved, and I'll go win something, and I'll go on somewhere else. Or he's had assurances that, do you know what, you're just gonna have to. We're gonna be stripping the squad out, and you're definitely to the summit. That's his aura for me right now. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we'll soon find out. But before we continue, make sure you run up the likes, hit the subscribe button. Gonna get predictions from the man then before we do indeed close out. We're at 62 likes, girls up to 70 likes. Subscribe to all the man them as well. Sheik, before you go, scoreline predictions for both games. The FC.
What is it? Is this predictions for the amount of signings we're gonna make?
We can do that too.
All right, okay.
Yeah, we could do that after the fixtures. We'll do it. Are you going to do the narrow and say as many as any us wants? Is that where we're going with? But yeah, go on, Sheik. FCSB, Crystal Palace.
Well, to Leon's question for signings, I think we'll make one because I genuinely think the Dorgu deal gets done today. Like genuinely, I think it gets done today.
Who's coming on my transfer show then? Who's going to come?
I'll be there. All
right, cool.
I will be there.
Rhino, pull up, man. We'll do it from like 9 o'clock till 12 or something. You know what I mean? Pull up, man.
I got to do I'll be here. I'll be here, 10 to like 11:30 or something. Half 9 to half 11.
Half an hour? That's
no. I said from half 9 till half 11.
Your screen time, Leon. He's cutting it.
I got a show at 11:30. So if you want to do like 2 hours,
so the window closes at 11 anyway.
Yeah, there's 2 hours. How much more time?
What time do you need the window close? 11 or 12?
11 p.m.
All right,
yeah, I
How
believe
much time do you need to discuss one signing? You know what I'm saying? You got 3 hours for one signing. What are we talking about here?
Well, there's their doggy comps, you know. There's their comps. Their doggy comps running them up.
One signing is what I would say. FCSB.
Wait to style Bucharest change their name.
Yeah, 2-1, and then Palace 1-0. I think we'd be
Palace 1-0. Okay, what are you saying, King? We'll start with FCSB.
I'm saying I'm saying the same. I think we will win, but we won't make it easy for ourselves. But I think we will win 2. I think we will win 2-1 against that Europa League team, and I think Palace will be a stinker 1-0. I think it may be a stinker 1-0 like it was against Fulham. But again, I won't be surprised if we drop points against Palace. I won't be surprised. You know what I'm saying? So
I think Django, you there?
Big up to you guys, though.
Man. Yes, I'm here, man.
Blessings, yeah? Love. Yes, scoreline predictions for both games.
The game in the Europa League, I say we win 2-0, man.
Okay. And the Palace.
Yeah, and Crystal Palace, I say 1-1. I can't trust these guys. I say 1-1, man.
Not fast. Rhino, same to you.
I think I want to announce my official retirement of giving predictions for this club this season. Because, bruv, I swear down, like, these man,
I get it. I know.
Bruv, it's peak, but, the Europa game is a game we should be winning, like, comfortably, even in regards to how bad we are. But, even that, I swear, even if we lose, we're still qualified. You might as well play some next guys,
we could potentially go out.
Depending on how the other teams are. Yeah, we should be able to win that, man.
From like 12th to us in 4th is like a point or 2 points or something like that. Yeah. So we
should be able to win it. Yeah, we should be able to win it, man. It's probably going to be a stink fest. or we might turn up and have a good game if they don't turn up. But a lot of our results are going to be based on the opponent, what they do. So yeah, we should be able to win it. I don't know what score to give. I would hope we keep a clean sheet as well. And yeah, as much as these players are inconsistent and the system's not clicking yet, I want to see some sort of consistency in some way, something, you know what I mean? But it's very hard, man, because I had faith before. 4 months ago, I felt like we'll see something, but at the same time, I didn't doubt these players. So yeah, hopefully we win it. We don't really have much goals in us, so 1 or 2-0. They probably pull a goal back, 2-1, 1-1, 2-2. I can see around those kind of results. Palace, yeah, I can see us losing to Palace still. It will be nice if we can win though, because that means that we would have won. Is that 2 in a row now or 3 in a row?
Oh, Premier League. If it was Premier League, it'd be 2. Wait,
we beat Fulham, and then who do we play before Fulham in the Prem?
How much I forget?
It was Brighton. It was Brighton.
We lost to Brighton.
Yeah. So what do we mean? Yeah. So 2 in the Prem, 3 in competitions.
3 all comps. Yeah. So it'll be nice to get some good run of wins as well. That will hopefully help the process. You know what I'm saying? So Palace, are we at home or is that at Selhurst Park? At home, even though sometimes that don't really make a difference. But yeah, hopefully we can get a 1-0, man, at Palace. But then they can score. They've got goal. How I don't know. I haven't really been watching them, but hopefully, yeah, 1-0.
Palace are like us because they're pretty much similar in regards to where they are.
Yeah, I can see that being a draw. To be honest,
literally a place below us.
Yeah, I can see that being a draw, a stinky draw still, and then we're going to concede some stupid goal. Like an individual error as well. So yeah, draw at Palace and then win at the Europa League. So.
Okay, Eddie, what you saying?
Yeah, I echo Rhino's thoughts. I'll just switch up the score. I'll say 2-0 against FCSB, and I'll take 1-0 because of my delusion over Palace.
Fairs. Leo, what are you saying? Both games.
I think the Europa League game, we will beat them probably like 2 or 3-0. And then I think the Palace game will be like typical Premier League where it's like anybody that competes, like, because they've got an athletic team. So I think like it will be a tough game. Do you know what I mean? I think it'll either be a draw or a win. I don't think I've kind of come to terms now that I don't think we're going to end up. I mean, I haven't looked at the table properly. We're not going to end up any higher than 8 at our best this season. And I think it's going to be between 8th and 10th, to be honest with you. Do you know what I mean? Because I kind of seen when Amorim first came in, I seen performances where I was like, okay, cool, we can build on this. And then I seen bad selection. I seen the performances go worse. Then I thought the team were grasping it for like 3-4 weeks ago, but they're not.
Yeah, same.
So yeah, like, do you know what I'm saying? All I can hope is that we get through to the summer. We can still win the Europa League, by the way. It's so poor this season. It's unbelievably poor. Like, it's shocking.
It's not the strongest, but
but when it's them later rounds, like if they
that's the way we move. So what are you saying? Both games
in knockout competitions, Man United don't know. It's a Man United judge in knockout competitions. We just got a thing with knockout competitions. We just get through, bro. We just managed to win certain.
We scammers, man. That's what it is.
We're scammers.
I'm gonna go 2-0. I'm gonna go 2-0 and 1-1.
All right, cool. And then you mentioned it, Leon. How many signings do we make this window?
I'm gonna go 2.
Okay. And on that bombshell, we're going to close out. We're going to redirect over to Rants People. Big up to everyone that's locked in. Hit the like button, subscribe. Make sure you subscribe to Leon.
Oh, yeah. One more thing, Flawless. Sorry, I have to cut your outro for this. Highland, please get him.
That's your guy, right?
For this. That's my guy. I'm hurt, bro. I'm hurt. This might be emotions, but and funny enough, you're redirected to Rants. You know what Rants said? Yeah, in the group chat. He said, I'm a striker that don't have a celebration. It's a red flag. Every minute, Highlands Cheney, you don't have a celebration. Them man, they don't score, bro. But yeah, man, cash in, man. But big up Rants, though. Big up Rants, man.
Every time. So we're going to redirect over there, but hit the like button, subscribe. We're back live here tonight, 11:30 p.m. UK time for the Manchester United Arsenal show, ManDemUtd pod. Going to talk from the Arsenal. So we'll be talking all things with the Arsenal lot because they're stressed. I'm saying they made no signings.
Justice for Michael Oliver, goddammit.
This guy.
MR14 at the Emirates, bro.
Yeah,
Here we go.
We close it out and Punish Sam says finally, Rhino. Woke up, welcome G. Welcome to the club, Rhino. And yeah, on that note, we're gonna close out. Love to everyone that's locked in. ManDemUtd podcast live on the Sarcasm City TV YouTube. Thank you very much. Tune in.